Hello and welcome to my video about social pathology, which helps you to confirm your direction with. Today, I would like to talk about cancel culture, which might remind you of Ellen DeGeneres. Anyway, it is becoming one of the major factors in today's society. So, I would like to provide you much deeper insights into cancel culture. My name is Dr. Samurai, a professor specialized in international social pathology, and also an active prison counselor for 20 years, and one time official honorable guest to Nobel Peace Prize Award. As usual, I like to talk about more general information. Then I would like to get to the main points. Okay, let's start. I do not think you are familiar with name Miss Hana Kimura. She was a pro wrestler in Japan, which was also on real TV. That was kind of a copy in some of the real TVs in America. But anyway, you know, each characters are kind of given a stereotypical character by the producer. And she was half acting according to the instruction, but which was disliked by the public. And her, I think SNS blew up, filled with outburst of negative reactions. And in the end, she committed suicide. It was a big news in Japan. Also, there's this YouTuber, whom I do not know directly, but a very famous Mr. Nobita. He is kind of introducing Japanese culture in English, but some kind of a criticism started to appear on his comment sections, and one time he could not allegedly continue filming, but now he's back, and that's good, I think. But why this kind of cancel culture happens, which was done by faceless people behind the back, right? By definition, cancel culture is ostracism of someone who got out of a social circle. Ostracism originally came from ancient Greek society, and I read that they conducted a referendum regarding those whom they did not like. More academically, why do you think this cancel culture happens, which is also called call-out culture? They are actually done by more marginalized people towards a figure with more power and status. So directly, they cannot attack the person by individual. So they kind of get together and try to control their environment, which they cannot by themselves, but they can once they get together and swarm all at once to push the person out. This is the basis of cancel culture. By the way, if you like this kind of story, please click that yellow and green logo to subscribe. And also, I decided to put my recommending playlist at the description section. So if you like, please check. Now get back in the latter half. Why this kind of culture started in the first place? It has much to do with the spread of SNS. Now, if we are not any celebrity including myself, we can upload our own SNS, right? So those unknown public can express themselves at what they see, which long time ago they couldn't. But we feel it is sometimes going too much, right? That's why I'm pointing this out in my social pathology video. Some clearly enjoying counseling people, probably continuously. You know, why does this happen? The first thing is those who participate in counseling somebody else are not happy about themselves. They cannot fully show true themselves at their own position. Like a person, Janine Jones, serial baby killer, who was a nurse. But she just did not like doctor showed up and always gave her his own conclusion. In other words, she was denied and she wanted to be the man or the woman at the job site. So she kind of set up this fake situation in which she can be a heroine. In that artificially made situation, she could attract the attention from the others. Anyway, when we trace back to who are actually doing those blowing up the somebody else SNS and stuff, many times there could be like office workers at universities or housewives or just a company member who was not executive. You see what I'm talking about? I'm not talking about everybody, but like university office workers, main people are like professors and stuff, right? So they always have to take assisting position, and some kind of frustration comes from that. They are releasing that frustration when their faces are not clearly shown, stuff like that. This is just one example and doesn't apply to everybody. But those who resort to participating in the council culture are not happy originally. In other words, they are carrying trait aggression, which is not the reactive anger. Once they receive some kind of a offense and react back, it's not like that. They are always carrying this dissatisfaction, which is called trait aggression. So they are always looking for some safe place to release their anger. So this actually happened better. Masu that I used to visit, he kept calling police to give illegal parking ticket to cars and motorcycles that parked on the street near his massage office. Over 100. I thought it was kind of abnormal, but he was pretty much under control by her highly oppressive mother. I could tell from the personal conversations and stuff. They are, anyway, originally not that happy people, but there are much more about this council culture. Human beings are organic, natural existence, which is analog. Analog means like continuous. We are on some continuum line and located somewhere. Some part we are good, some part we are bad, and stuff like that. not the black and white, but because of this digitalized society, we are more often asked for answering yes or no, like at the election or at the business situations. We are living digitalized world, not like old world which was close to nature. So this digitalized world itself is against our own nature. But once we are placed continuously for a long time with the digitalized world or digitalized job using computers and so on, surrounded by inorganic materials rather than human beings, we get assimilated. This is the value today. We are assimilated to our surroundings. For example, like a boxing. When one fighter fights with the slow type of boxer, usually very quick boxer get slower because of this assimilation. Because our world is becoming more and more digitalized and originally analog and natural existence on continuum must react digitally to our environments. So this is at the very bottom of this canceling culture. Oh, that person is good. That person is bad. So let's cancel that. Stuff like that. And why I brought this topic up in today's video lecture is this digitalized stance of black and white. In other words, canceling stance also extends to other ethnic groups like Black Lives Matter, police versus black people or brown people. They are drawing line, and this side is us, the other side is them type of situation. The same mechanism as cancel culture also extends to other situations too. That is why hate crimes against Asian is happening. Because Asian groups were taken, I'm telling you a little bit extreme, as being the same as Jewish people were a long time ago. Like they are very good at making money and taking the powerful positions in the society, and German people and European people are secretly envious and they were ostracized, right? The same kind of thing is happening against Asian people in America today. They are quiet and don't speak out, and they work very diligently. So they are taking more advantageous positions in the society than original white people and other people. And these secret feelings existed and is now being released towards Asian people by justifying their acting out based upon this Mr. Trump's green light, saying China virus or Kong flu and stuff like that. There existed this envy and jealousy for Asian people. And Mr. Trump lit the fire on that. Today's conclusion is this cancel culture is done by people who are not originally happy and carry and trait aggression. But further down, that kind of good or bad, black and white type of thinking comes from today's digitalized world. And the dangerous point is it can be extended to other social existence like ethnic groups and stuff. And last but not least, it might make you a little soothing to hurt others because you can release your own frustration and anger. But it doesn't last forever because you are not resolving the original problem. Until you solve this original problem, you have to keep looking for another target that is making the society very unsafe. And that makes you being unhappy forever. Rather than releasing your anger and dissatisfaction externally to others, you have to face your own problem. If your job site is unsatisfactory, you have to solve that, either by changing the environment or switching a job or change yourself. This cancel culture means just indirect way of releasing anger. You must solve your problem in reality to become truly happy and peaceful. And once you do that, you will understand what I'm talking about. Thank you very much for listening. If you like this kind of story, please click that Dr. Sunlight Loggers that shows up in the ending scene. Also, my playlist of recommendations shows up. So if you like it, please click and watch. That includes other videos by other people too. Okay? Up until next time, please have a wonderful time and be safe and be happy.